Why unnecessarily argue? Why unnecessarily fight? Why unnecessarily trigger an argument with her? And therefore, I chose to be happy. Hey, hi! Here's another story that truly changed my life in a big way. The story is about an elderly lady in her late 50s. She goes to a particular city and she shops vegetables for the entire week, and she's traveling from the city to her village. Now let's call this city point X and let's call this village point Y. So she gets into a bus which starts from point X and goes beyond Y. And she gets into a bus and the bus is empty. She has 3 bags of fresh fruits and vegetables in her hand. She goes and identifies a particular seat because there's not many people, no much crowd in the bus. So she gets into a seat and she takes a seat and she decides that she'll keep all the 3 bags on her lap. One gentleman who gets into this particular bus also suggests to the old woman that why don't you keep these things on the top? There is a rack there. But maybe because of that fixed mindset or maybe a rigidness in the mind, she says, no, I'm comfortable with my 3 bags in my hand. And though it is difficult, she holds all the 3 bags and keeps it on her lap. Eventually, the bus is just about to move. And that's the time when slowly people start getting in. And the bus is almost 3/4 crowded now, 3/4 occupied. And that's the time when a young girl in her early 20s just about identifies a seat next to this old lady. Obviously, only 2 people can accommodate on the seat, the old lady and this young girl. Now both of them are sitting and the young girl, she realizes that this lady has 3 bags on her lap. A bit uncomfortable though. So she tells this old lady, I request you to keep this on the top rack. And the old lady says, no child, allow me to keep it here. I hope it is not a botheration for you. After a few minutes, this girl gets a little irate. The reason, the bus is now 100% crowded. Now people, standing passengers have got into the bus. And now the old lady is slowly leaning towards this young girl. The young girl is not appreciating this. She pushes this particular lady with the elbow. She pushes the bag down onto the seat and she does everything that she can do to push this lady and have a comfortable ride in this bus. After around few minutes, this old lady gets up and she's ready to deboard the bus. And when she deboards the bus, which means the village Y has arrived, and when she reaches the village Y, she gets down from the bus. Somebody from behind also gets down from the bus, a lady in her early 30s. This lady sees the calmness, the serenity of this particular old lady, and she gathers courage to ask this old lady a question. Excuse me, old lady, I want to ask you a question. That how come, because I was just sitting 1 seat behind you, how come in spite of so many pushes, so many gestures, so many moves from the young girl, you never became irate, you never retaliated, you never decided to trigger an argument with her. How come you have chosen to be so silent and so calm? And that's the time when the old lady turns back towards this girl and says, my dear child, this has been the entire philosophy of my life. I realized that she is troubling me in the first station itself when I was at point X. I also knew one thing, that if I strike an argument with this girl, I will lose a lot of energy, and any which ways, my destination is not beyond Y. There is only 3 stops between X and Y. Why unnecessarily argue? Why unnecessarily fight? Why unnecessarily trigger an argument with her? And therefore, I chose to be happy and I chose to be calm and I chose to forgive her for everything that she was doing. I knew my journey was short, and therefore I decided to choose my life, my responses. One amazing lesson in the world of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. And I think what this old lady displayed is self-awareness that life is short. I need to choose the quality of my journey. It's up to us how we develop self-awareness and how we choose to improve the quality of our life.